Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today we're going to talk about the new solo king of the game, and that is Artak. You know, we all get this champion as, you know, a free login champion, or if you're watching this video, you know, after I think it's July the last time where we can get him for free as a login champion, and maybe you pulled him afterwards and you're thinking, okay, what can this guy actually do? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you Artak soloing almost all the dungeons in the game. He's pretty insane, and it's all because of his kit. You know, he brings AoE HP burn, he brings AoE decrease attack, plus activation of the HP burns, AoE hit on the A1 again to extend duration of HP burns, and then he has a pretty interesting passive that gives him more damage, crit damage, defense, speed, resist, you know, all the good stuff for, you know, the more HP burn he loses. And the way he loses HP burn is from this part, whenever an HP burn activates, that's how he loses max HP. So it's 5% for each HP burn that gets activated, either, you know, by the enemies getting a turn or by you activating the HP burns with the A2. And honestly, I did not expect him to be able to do as much as he can actually do in one single build. That's the beauty of it. It's one single build and he can do all of these ones. I mean, yes, it's not going to be on the hard dungeons, but still, I still believe that this is pretty amazing that he can actually do, like I even wrote it here, Ice Golem 22, Dragon 24, and Spider 24 in one single build. The only caveat is the fact that you kind of want to give him a you kind of want to put him in a preset alongside with the father, because his AI is not the best. He kind of wants to prioritize his A2 to do that AoE decrease attack, and that's not really helpful. So the thing that you would have to do is pretty simple. For all three of the waves, you just want to make him prioritize first the AoE HP burn, the A3, and then second priority the A2, and then after that obviously he's gonna do the A1 once every turn, or, you know, if he procs a cooldown from the mastery, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna come back to that A3, and, you know, you can keep seeing him that he restores his max HP, he heals himself, then he keeps attacking a ton. You see him losing the max HP. It looks a little bit dodgy, but actually I have not seen him die yet. Obviously I'm not gonna say that this is 100%, because all of these types of builds usually have that little bit of RNG that can make it fail. So, you know, I'm not going to call it 100%, but I'm going to say this is 95% successful. And this is pretty amazing. Like I said, to have one single champion that can solo all of the dungeons for you in one single build, that's pretty amazing. And like, this is an example of it being close to failing or even failing because of that 3%. Yep, see, this is what can happen. It failed because he had that 3% of getting hit by the heal reduction. The thing is, I could pump up more resist for him, or I could just go back, you know, and do it on a lower stage of the dragon. But apart from doing the dragon, you know what, he can also do, like I said, Ice Golem 22. Unfortunately, 20 does not work because of the fact that he's facing those, on the second wave you have those terror beats that put the reflect damage. And because he has all AoEs, you know, he's gonna basically kill himself. He doesn't heal back up in this specific build as much as, you know, he should. But on 22, as an example, with his Void Affinity, he does pretty well. He can solo Ice Golem 22, again, with 4 fodder champions. I tried him on 25, 24, and even 21, and it doesn't work because the problem is when he's facing magic affinity, the mobs that we have on those waves again can be annoying, because on the first wave we have counterattack ones, on the second ones we have the seekers that can make it annoying, plus those rock tooth that place heal reduction again. So doesn't work on that one. But come to stage 22, and this stage is gonna be pretty easy. And also the beauty of it is the fact that he does it pretty fast. You know, like he does all of these ones under or around 2 minutes, and that's, you know what, that's bonkers. That's bonkers for one single champion to be able to do all of these dungeons, and that's insane. Like, there's obviously, you know, there's other ones that usually do with poisons, or there's the Theodores and all that. So I'm not trying to show end game stuff here. I'm trying to show you stuff that you can do maybe once you're like in the mid late game, that can be pretty helpful for you. And that's going to be pretty awesome. Look at it. This is another example of what can happen as bad RNG, but still, he should rotate, or this happens, obviously, the 3% of ice column. This is this is really bad. This is really bad. Me trying to showcase stuff in a video and everything keeps failing. It kind of makes me feel like, what, you're talking rubbish. Well, I did have some other pictures in the meantime that showed him in the same build. He did Arcane Keep. Then in the same build, he did the Minotaur. In the same build, he did the Force Keep. I even threw him in Sandoval 7 in the same build, you know, in the Toxic plus Immortal, and he did that in like 2 minutes. So that's pretty amazing. But like I said, if you see that on certain stages of Dragon or like the Spider, you cannot hit the exact stats, you cannot do the right builds, just try to go back one more level. And what you want to try and usually do is try and get him to face Spirit Affinity dungeons, because when you're facing the wrong affinities, there's a high chance that they will weak hit you. So if they weak hit, that means you get the time to heal back up, to survive, you know, and keep pushing those waves. The problem is, on Ice Golem specifically, is this, honestly, from my point of view, this is the most RNG dungeon of them all. And the reason being, you know, this retaliation of the boss. He can do this when he procs those thresholds, and he can retaliate. If he does that with both the adds up, then it's game over. And this one can fail because, you know, like I said, it's 3-5%. Look at this. This happened again. This is not my day. But the problem with the Ice Golem is the fact that, like I said, you can proc that because of his what's it called, him having War Master in this specific build. So because he has War Master, this can make it, you know, fail. If you drop the War Master and you try and go for a different one, it might not work on the other dungeons. Like I even went, like I said, and did, I think it's Spider 24, let me double check. Yep, Spider 24, same thing. I take him in and he does basically the same thing. The adds die and then he keeps soloing himself. The reason why I note why I took him down with the War Master is specifically for the Spider and for the Dragon, because you kind of want a little bit of extra push and extra damage to kill the boss faster and to have a chance to heal yourself back up. Because apart from taking War Master, I also took the Life Drinker Mastery. And that's what makes him, you know, when he's under 50% HP, see all those heals, that's what makes him heal back up. Let's see, am I gonna actually do at least one of those dungeons successfully? Otherwise, this is gonna be a really, you know, this is gonna be a really bad video. But again, like I said, exactly as I mentioned at the beginning, if you see that you cannot do these higher danger stages, just push back. You know, push back another level. Look at this, 45 seconds. This is just obscene. This is obscene. So if you see that you cannot do, for example, 24, just go down to stage 20. Same thing for the Dragon. If you go to Dragon and you see that, you know what, you cannot do stage 24, go back to stage 20 and this should be easier. And this is not a build that I would recommend if you're trying to get the best types of artifacts, you know, from farming. If you want to get the best types, obviously you're going to try and find a team that takes you to the hard stages and farm that. But if you're trying to be efficient and, you know, get yourself specifically dungeon diver points, tournament points, and maybe, you know, level up some fodder at the same time, well, that's where you will build your Artak for this one. So let me quickly show you the build that I have on him. So like I mentioned, he's running Toxic plus the, what's it called, the Immortal. The only reason why I built him specific in Toxic is because I wanted him to solo the Dragon. In Dragon, unfortunately, you cannot solo it unless you bring some sort of poisons, because you're gonna start getting killed by the Scorch of the Dragon and you don't do enough damage. Well, by using the Toxic set, you're gonna place enough poisons on him, because you know what, you're gonna do lots of hits, you're gonna gain lots of speed, and you're gonna keep hitting him up until you kill him. So he's running at 215 speed, 294 accuracy, 222 resist, and, you know, this survivability. The accuracy, as an example, I could drop it. I could drop his accuracy another, like, what? Another, like, even 90. I could run him at 200 for normal dungeons. I could run him, like, at 200 accuracy, maybe ramp up a little bit his resist to, like, 250, because after that, he's gonna gain another 100 from his passive, and then, you know, stack everything else in HP and defense. Then when it comes to masteries, like I said, I'm using Life Drinker, I'm using War Master, and down the support tree, I took Spirit Haste, because this one gives you 8 speed for each that ally, goes up to 24. Obviously you're gonna have fodder, so they're gonna die, you gain more speed. Then I took Master Hexer for a chance to extend, you know, those HP bars, the decrease attack, those debuffs that he lands. I also took Exalt in Death because this can help you on the waves, like, you know, apart from obviously a spider where there's no waves, but in every other area, every time somebody dies for the first time in a wave, he heals by another 10%, so that can help keep him alive for longer. If you see that maybe you don't need a support chain, you might need a little bit more healing, even though it's just immortal, you can try and go down and take Lay of Hands, Healing Savior. That could help you, because I'm quite sure that works with Life Drinker as well. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you know, does this heal, does that heal from support you get influenced by Life Drinker or not? I know it does help if you're running regen set, if you're running immortal, you know, those other healing sets. But yeah, even though we started off with like some 2 bad fails, and I can still improve, I suppose, these builds. Like, this is a 5-star, I can give it more glyphs, I can give more glyphs over here and drop some other stats. This one, again, is not the best. Like, crit rate attack does nothing for us. Same thing here, attack percent does nothing for us. Even this boot, I have double crit damage, that does absolutely nothing for me. So I did not put OP gear, like, you know, the craziest gear that I have on my account on him to do this, because if I would do that, that would be 10 times easier, but it would be irrelevant to show you end game build on him to be able to, you know, do some solo of normal dodges, which does not make sense. So this is the solo build for, like I said, early to maybe, I mean, maybe not early, but mid to late game. This is the perfect solo build you can do on Artak to work in every area of the game. And honestly, in this build, he can even work for Hydra, because he has enough accuracy, good speed, good survivability. Throw him in Hydra and he's gonna do some burns, some activations, even some poisons when he can land them, and he's gonna be amazing. Also, keep an eye out, because tomorrow I'm gonna release a video on him in a different build, soloing hard dungeons. Yes, he can actually solo some of the hard dungeons, so you might want to keep an eye out for that one. But this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.